Episode 123. Komori Moriko's Blade of Light is looking decidedly red. I guess a blade of red light is still a blade of light. I didn't actually know this, but it turns out when your Aether Pool arm level reaches 60 and above, it transforms from the white set into this red one. You actually can take out the Aether Pool weapon that you have from the Palace of the Dead by turning in your Aether Pool arm and armor levels for a currency, grips or something like that. You need a certain amount for the previous version of this weapon, the light-looking one. And then you need even more currency to transform that weapon into this upgraded red-looking one. But I have no interest in that glamour myself, so I don't think I'll be expending my Aether Pool levels for that. We're currently at level, or between, floors 80 and 81. Previously I had gotten this deep with the help of several different teammates, some match-made in, some to a fixed party. This time, however, for the remaining 20 floors or so, Komori is going to try to go it alone. We'll call it, perhaps, out of concern for people that might get themselves killed. We know how sensitive she is about that sort of thing when it comes to her teammates. I say that, but it's actually because getting any matchmaking done for Palace of the Dead beyond 51 through 60 is a pain in the ass. Unless you're doing a party finder situation where somebody is trying to go for floor 200, but I'm not really ready for that. My current Aether Pool level is around 70 or so, give or take a few levels up and down, which I think should be enough to reach floor 100. I don't think you exactly need your Aether Pool level to match the floor you're on because the maximum is 99 and the deepest down you can go is 200, so it either stops scaling at 100 or it's not exactly linear. In any case, I've heard it said that you should be able to make it to 400 with around this much, or I believe so. We'll see. Right, 7268. If I fail, since I'm not going past floor 100, I have the benefit of being able to redo this floor, or a set of floors, because you only need 0 KOs when you're past level 100. Immediately, since we can get a raid back from this coffer, I'll become a Manticore. Start things off right. Go absolutely nuts. I believe these bombs are the ones I need to watch out for since they explode, obviously. Which is to say, if you don't kill them fast enough, they do a high damage attack. Gotta be careful when pulling, I guess. Nothing of note in here. Let's use the remaining 30 seconds on our Manticore on somewhere useful. Maybe I should have done some scouting of the map layout before transforming into a Manticore for maximum efficiency. I'll risk running across. Don't really want to do that when there are traps possibly all over the floor, but when I'm a Manticore, a lot of those traps don't really take effect. Even the trap that makes it so that you can't use any actions, like these attacks, for whatever reason allow you to use the Manticore's attacks. I guess it counts as an ability rather than whatever the other one is, weapon skill or so. Normally I play with the camera pretty close, but since this is so dangerous on your own, I should probably keep it a relatively far distance. Oh great, this dragon. I don't think there's any reason to be scared of these dragons, but yeah, they can resist stun. On this solo save file, I got pretty stacked with the Palmanders. So maybe I should be using them a little bit more than I currently am. Pretty much I'm just waiting until I get an extra from the chest that would overcap me or something. Maybe it'd be okay to use, I don't know, a potion, or not a potion, a Palmander of Strengths. And actually, while I'm here, I did bring some lemonade. Do get the benefit of increased vitality from that, just a little bit. I have 99 of them, so I might as well drink one, even if it'll only save me in a very niche situation. Alright, let's fight one of these bombs, just to understand how quickly we can kill it. My arm level should be high enough that it shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. We didn't even start casting it. Good to know. And I want that chest too. Even though I'm stacked on Palmanders here, it could always be something good, like another Palmander of Raising. I think that one is based on sound. But that one is definitely based on sight, this. Vinegaroon, Vinegaroon. I guess there was one more chest in that last room. Hopefully no more enemies in the way. The respawning of enemies in rooms you've already been in is pretty annoying. It's just something you have to deal with, I guess. Even after you feel like you've cleared everything out with the Manticore, lo and behold, there's a bunch more. Great, just another steal. Is this proximity or sound? Or is it sight? Damn, well, I bumped into it, kind of. Like my circle overlapped with its circle or something like that. Oops. Broke the combo. Hopefully that doesn't actually mean I don't kill it before it starts the big attack. No. I guess I'm okay to do a little bit less than maximum DPS on the bomb. We're on floor 81, but even though my armor is around 70-70, it still seems like I'm just about okay. I believe sinking happens within 5 levels of the floor you're on, so if we're on 82 now, the maximum would be 87 or so. Something like that. Maybe not. Another rage. Maybe I'll do some scouting, just to make sure there are no dead ends. Alright, a lot of enemies that way. If it's all one continuous path with no branching, that would make using the Palmander of Rage quite easy. Start with this. Yep, I was afraid of that. And since we hit that guy with it, let's finish him off. The fact that we're sometimes dodging their auto attacks indicates to me that our armor is at least okay for this level. Like I told Philip, the Aetherpool armor level is basically item level, and your higher item level stats generally means you're more likely to dodge enemy attacks. Here we go. Probably should have waited until I could use a potion again, but I guess I was confident it wouldn't be a trap 2 times in a row. always confused in a Manticore and Chimera. Different beasts, those. Chimeras do also appear here as well. About 30 seconds left on our Manticore. We're not going to make it all the way through this hallway, but we can at least clear most of it out. It'll be a little bit dangerous, but I guess I'll go towards the center of the room. Alright, 10 more seconds. We can maybe hit that bomb. Yeah. Okay, and that's it. Just time. I was only doing minimal, what might be called farming, or at least I consider it to be minimal, of just going in solo and getting a couple of save files up to here, floor 80. This is one of 2 save files that I have solo on level 80. That's all I really did before starting this episode, but I was hoping that would be enough, that I don't have to grind out to level 80-80 or 90-90 for the remaining floors. Commander of Resolution, becoming the Karibu. I mentioned before, really mainly useful against undead, but it's also moderately good, taking out the rank and file enemies all around here. Just gotta get the stun here, right? Block the infatuation, and we're good. A Karibu attack is basically a ground AoE that you target. You aim the cursor and you place it somewhere, which makes it hard to do consecutively without clipping, as in keeping your global cooldowns rolling and all that. But the nice thing about it is that it stuns the enemies that it hits and does pretty significant damage, so I'd say it's somewhere around equal with the Commander of Lust that makes you a succubus, and that also does an AoE attack. Oh no. Oh wait, I still have. Okay. I was afraid my interject wasn't down from cooldown yet. But here it is. We're okay. The succubus might be better than the Karibu because it applies the stacking debuff, so it's good against both bosses, and since that also applies in AoE, it also kind of exponentially increases damage against a pool of enemies, so it's good in a monster room too. Karibu only useful in a niche. Getting pretty lucky with Manticores. It's been every 4 so far. I should probably be using a Pomander of Fortune before I pop a Manticore, but I guess on this floor there aren't that many enemies. Alright, I think we're done with Manticore. If I get into trouble, as in hit a luring trap or something like that, my go-to Pomanders are 1, Witching, if I have them, but if there are much more enemies than I think I can handle, then Witching is a no-go, and I usually go for Chimera, if I have it. Barring that, I guess if it's a smaller group of enemies, what was this again? Resolution, right. Oh, did I check this one? I must have, yeah. Barring that, if it's a smaller group of enemies, either the Karibu or the Succubus are pretty good. But if it's a huge amount of enemies and I don't have a Chimera, then that means I'm probably going to die. Purity, only for Pox. So if I think that I'm going to die to a boss room, or not a boss room, a monster room. What I can do is pop a Pomander of Raising and run away from that room. Raising will resurrect me on the spot, and the enemies will run back to the room that they spawned in. So once they kill me, it'll take a few seconds for me to raise, and they'll all start going back home. And then I can pull them one by one if I need to go through the monster room. But that's only in the worst case scenario if I have nothing to go for. Of course, there are what was this again? I really have to pay attention. There are floors where you get into the situation where you can't actually use any items. Right, there's Purity. I already looked at that. I'm playing much worse than I usually do, because I'm trying to talk. Even though I have nothing really worth saying. In the cases where you can't use items, I guess I'll have to keep my cursor on the Pomander of Serenity if I have it, to remove the no item enchantment, then immediately use a Witching or a Rage. Thankfully those are right next to each other. That guy's sightline is pretty wide. Gallimimus. Isn't that's a real dinosaur, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure this is almost definitely what a real Gallimimus did not look like. I've gotten a little better at knowing what these traps look like. Although, I think that's a luring one. Great, another Chimera. Let's just pop it. These worms. I think I heard some bad things about those worms. Let's kill them. Like, if you don't kill them fast enough, they could be a problem. I guess that's true for all enemies. Don't let them stay around too long. The mimics, the bombs, the worms, the bosses. Actually, before this, I was doing solo the last boss, which was the Behemoth, or Gudena, or whatever. I was worried about doing that solo, because even though we didn't see it during my run with the party last time, those guys cast Ecliptic Meteor as they're dying, around 20% HP or so, which will deal most of your HP, I think around 80% if I was reading the guide right. Which is a problem, because it's hard to heal yourself as a gladiator with no paladin abilities. Luckily, the Armand armor level I was at made it easy enough to avoid that, plus the Succubus. Having those vulnerability stacks were pretty important too, stopping the Ecliptic Meteor from casting. I think we're doing okay on time. Generally 6 minutes per floor should be enough for a 10-floor set with the 1 hour time limit. With a little bit extra time on the boss, I think, because the boss usually takes more than 6 minutes for me, I think. Or maybe not. Can't exactly remember. I guess it depends on the boss. Maybe I should use Serenity, but I might need to save that for a no item floor. Zoom looks intimidating, but I've never had a problem with it when I haven't made it go away. Let's go this way. Come with me. Bloom just means if I can get the cursor. Enemy movement speed increased and deal more damage while taking less damage. Just generally more scary, harder to deal with, more time wasted and all that. But it's not like you need a Serenity. Great, he saw me. My turnaround was just bad enough. What? I was behind a wall. I'm not sure what prey does, other than maybe make me take a lot of damage, or... This guy seems to do some pretty decent damage. I should be careful if I need to tank a group of them. Let's actually get rid of him first. I like to imagine Komori shouts some expletives or something whenever she uses the provoke ability to lure the enemy closer to her. It's the best I can do when I don't have the shield mob. Or I should say, when I bar myself from using the shield mob by not equipping a shield. Alright, passage ready, but one more room to check. And we've got a patrolman. We'll just deal with him. This guy was a boss in Halatali, wasn't he? And I guess the worms were also a boss in Cutter's Cry. So were the chimeras, so we haven't gone into those yet. Those might only be beyond floor 100. So are you sound or sight? I'm going to guess sound. This is annoying. I probably shouldn't go for it. It's just one more room. But any chance of a silver coffer is worth it to me. Feed me, Seymour. I've never seen that movie. I really should though. And I should keep my eye on the ground, where the AoEs are. Great. Most important thing when pulling enemies or getting into any trouble is to not run into the center of the room in a panic if you're running away from enemies or something, or getting out of the way of their attacks. Sometimes it's unavoidable, I guess, but it's best to make it so that it is avoidable. Wow, this goes further than I thought. Position yourself so that enemies only put you in a situation where you can get out of. Plan your escape route. Not that I would know. I've never made it floor 100 solo. Nothing in the room. Great. Well, at least that'll let me use a Pomander of Affluence, so more chance for silver chests on the next floor. Don't want to attract... Great. While it's being flip-floppy or whatever, wishy-washy, he just turned around and saw me. Oh, I guess we can test if it's sight. No, it's sound. I guess bugs don't have very good eyesight. Well, some bugs. Let's hope that Gallimimus doesn't turn around. And we're good. Floor 86. One more floor with this music. I could start using the Lust. It is faster than just my base damage. But let's not do it right now. I don't think Lust will kill this fast enough, and I can't use... Oh no. I can't use Interject. Nope. Shit. That's not what I wanted to use. I meant to use the one that gets rid of the enchantment, so that I could use Interject. Oh well. I'm paused now, which means I am taking damage over time. Just die, please. Damn, they're getting pretty beefy with the house. So yeah, this is a huge problem because regeneration also stops. Probably the biggest problem you could have. Luckily I have these. I guess I should use these rather than the only Pomander of Serenity that I have. Right. Yep, let's go for Lust. I suppose I could take them out in groups, try to do that, but with how much HP they have, maybe I'll take them on one by one, even if it means I won't be able to use this to maximum effectiveness. Alright, I can probably kill one more, maybe two if I group them up, but that's kind of risky. Get rid of the dragon. Her movement speed is also just ever so slightly slower as these things. I thought it might have been just that it looks like you're slower. It's just, I thought it might look like you're slower because of the size of your character model. After some experimentation, it did look like you were moving slower when you're a chimera or succubus or whatever. I had to pause there to get the maximum effectiveness out of that succubus. Really wanted to get that last vulnerability stack stuck onto the enemy there. Alright, so we can use Pomander of Flight. We'll get back our succubus. I assume this guy is also sound, another bog. Great. I guess the sound range is larger than I thought it might have been. One more, huh? And more enemies are spawning in rooms I've already been in. When you use a Pomander of Flight, it decreases the number of enemies on the next floor, but I don't know if that means it... Damn, it saw me. Wasn't sure how narrow the cone was. I'm not sure if decreasing the amount of enemies in the next room decreases the amount you have to kill to trigger the Cairn of Passage. I would imagine it does, so it could be a time-saving technique to use it. Or it could just make you have to wait for more enemies to spawn in. Now this guy does use Ram's whatever and Dragon's Breath. Or Ram's Breath and Dragon's Breath, I believe. No, that was Ram's Breath. I'm thinking of something else, I guess. Whichever ones that you have to go in for whatever and out for the other. I'm pretty sure you go in for Dragon and out for Ram. Or whatever it might be. And I believe silver chests tend to be traps more than the other treasure chests, as far as I can remember. But I think these can be treasure chests, or can be traps. Should have used intuition earlier, I forgot. Let's just go. Didn't want to wait for him to turn around. I've actually seen it happen where a treasure chest dropped by an enemy turned out to be a bomb. I wouldn't have thought that possible, but that's particularly dangerous, because if you're on autopilot and pick up a treasure chest after you kill an enemy, there's a pretty decent chance that you've already lost more than 20% of your HP. He's attacking me. How'd you see me? Do you see me? What was that? Why did it attack there? Is that just a behavior I don't understand? Can't use provoke, so just get up close and personal. It seems like they have some kind of behavior where they, even before they aggro on you, get a free fireball. Not sure if I finished my last thought. If you end up taking more than 20% damage from an enemy that drops a treasure chest and it turns out to be a bomb, those bombs I think do well around that much. And it's not like the landmines where they only deal a percentage of your current HP. It's a percentage of your total, so that's why those are run killers, treasure chest bombs. I should definitely wait before opening this chest, in case it is a bomb. But we're fine. That's everything on this floor. It's that dragon again. It didn't technically aggro, so I guess I don't really mind. Funny behavior, that. It's interesting to see enemies behaving, well, as hazards rather than just trash mobs. House of the Dead really makes you learn each enemy's behavior, more so than any other normal dungeon in the game, I think. Typically don't have to care about that sort of thing. Since we have the Horde, I will use a sight. If we know the Horde is going to be on this floor, then I'll have to go for it. And if it's in the center of the room, then there's a pretty decent chance that it's going to be near a trap. So preemptively, I tend to use a Pomander sight in a situation like this. Kind of a weird layout, this room. Like a pool of lava. Can't step into it. Yep, it was a bomb. These potions are on a minute cooldown. As you get higher and higher level, the cooldown, the recast times, take longer and longer on these. But thankfully, the special Palace of the Dead potions over here don't take anything, or they don't take any recast, so you could use a potion, and if you're feeling extra at risk, use one of these special potions that's harder to farm. Get over here. Oh, I should have waited. For my buff. Whatever. There's that dragon again. It doesn't actually see me. Damn. Let's just bring it over by the horde. Inch by inch. And I'm pretty sure a corset horde, I hope, can never be a trap. Otherwise doing this is incredibly dangerous, picking it up in the middle of battle. Could move on. A few more chests to look into. Right, already checked that one. Guess I can use witching in the next round. Things are looking decidedly hellish right now. Getting closer to Thal's realm, I guess, if that's how the lore works. Might as well. I imagine the underworld in any fiction that uses the underworld will have the underworld actually below the ground. There are probably some versions of hell or the afterlife or whatever. I don't necessarily go underground, but when I look at this, yeah, it's pretty much hell. Great. They have a pretty wide radius, I guess. Witching doesn't make attacking these guys any faster, so really no reason to use it. Two more floors and the boss. Great. Actually, without those Palmanders of Rage on the first few floors, the way that I'm playing, probably wouldn't have had enough time to get through all of this. Risky going through the room like that. I noticed there's only around 20 minutes left, 25 or so. Trying to do the math in my head, but if there were 6 more minutes for each floor remaining, I'd only leave around 6 minutes left over after I clear the floor. So even though I was able to breeze through some of the earlier floors with Chimera, maybe I should consider not playing the way that I'm currently playing, if I need to save time on the next set of floors. Great, and I'm enervated. Enfeebling doesn't matter when you do a one-shot, but it does stay after you transform back. Is that another one? No, wait. Rage was in the other room. Or, that was the starting room where I saw Rage, so just need to grab whatever this was. Good. I was afraid of having only one Serenity, but now I'm fully stacked. get the white version of the Palace of the Dead weapon, for use on the outside that is, you need around, I think it was 30 armed armor levels. And then after that, to upgrade that to the red one, you need an additional 60. So a total of 90, I believe. I don't think I'm going to end on 90. This could be a problem. Potion, please. Wait, where does Chimera come from? Did it just spawn in, or wasn't I fighting something else just there, or? I went and panicked. That Palmander of Alteration transformed things into mimics, but I guess it's not a problem. Wow, look at this. I guess I'm glad I used this Manticore. That was actually kind of dangerous. Glad I didn't have to deal with it. Oof. Yeah. Just charge in, I guess. Should have enough. It might trigger a trap. Kind of wish I used a Palmander of Fortune. And we're gonna have to deal with this one ourselves. We're still in a dangerous spot, kind of near the center of the room. But look at all those silver chests. One of them has to be a bomb. Alright, let's wait. And we are good. This is the kind of treasure room I like to see. All silver chests. Even if I didn't get a Chimera back this floor, that was definitely worth it. Yep, it was a bomb. At least it was the last one. This could also be a bomb. This one was dropped by an enemy. Where's that chest? Oh. It's a bronze one. Blended in with the scenery. The color palette. Like we just saw, it's always worth it going for the bronze ones if they're a hot shirt. Alright, we'll have that for the boss. Steel all ready. And Fortune. Again, would have been good to pop that before I went all Chimera mode. No way of knowing though. Great, who saw me? It just spawned in. Come over here. When you break line of sight like this with a corner, it forces them to charge in, even if they have ranged attacks. Because even ranged enemies need line of sight. A good way of getting them away from the trap rooms. And I'm almost 100% certain that a trap will never spawn in a hallway like this. Which is why I tend to pull them here. The only danger is patrolling enemies, I guess. You can avoid a patrolling enemy in these wider, circular rooms, but they'll almost definitely spot you in the narrow corridor. Unless they're sound-based, which do exist. The Godmother. How does this work again? I read some guide on this. I think I know how its attacks work, but as for which Palmanders I need to use, pretty sure always need steel and strengths, especially on my no healing class. I think Lust is okay to start with. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. Only on the Behemoths I had to be careful about when I use this so that the debuff lasted at the end of the Behemoth's health pool. In this case I think I'm okay to let it run out when it's getting low on health, so we can use that to start. And I will actually zoom out a bit more than I usually do, because I've never fought this boss solo, my first time here. If there are any AoEs on the ground I need to watch out for, gonna have to be careful. Alright, get out of that, especially because we're slower, need to move quickly. Things get hectic. I will need to use this special potion here, the regen potion. I'm turning on focus target on the Godmother so I can see its cast bar when I'm targeting something else. Gotta kill that gray bomb since I think it hits the entire arena. And I should be using my defensive cooldowns. Alright, here comes Massive Burst, and we need... Well, I think it's fine where it is, because it'll now hit... Yeah. Massive Burst is a thing to watch out for. Luckily I didn't need to move the Giddy Bomb, but... The Godmother casts Massive Burst, and that deals a shit ton of damage, which I don't know the exact mathematics of. But it is survivable, I guess, just you don't want to deal with it. The Giddy Bomb gets rid of that on the Godmother. It somehow explodes and hits the boss. But sometimes it doesn't spawn near the boss, so... What you need to do is hit it with any attack, and that will push it towards, well, the opposite direction of where you attack from. So you have to push it towards... Oh shit. That was almost bad. I didn't notice it was still alive. Really gotta pay more attention there. But yeah, push the Giddy Bomb into the boss before Massive Burst. And stop the Grey Bombs, which I almost didn't do. So yeah, those regen potions, as you can see, real good. Brought me up to near full HP, and I did use a regular potion in conjunction with that, but still, since the cooldown is really nice, you don't really have to worry too much. Alright, we got away with it. Our cast time, or the cast time on hypothermal combustion, maybe gives you enough to do 2 attacks on it, but definitely you have to run straight for the Giddy Bomb, it seems. Can't really risk going around all of those smaller bombs. Just gotta go for it. And this boss is actually taking longer than I was afraid of. My armored armor might not be ready for the floor 100 boss. Right, should be good at this distance or so. Luckily you get a little bit of time to adjust before the smaller bombs explode. Just a little more. The problem when I don't have ranged attacks. And keep an eye out for the Giddy Bomb again. It's probably coming... Oh, another Grey Bomb. Gotta stand at the edge here, so that we're still in range from that AoE. One more hit, I think. Yeah. Another potion. And since that's on a minute cooldown, oh, here we go. Just like this. Damn, that's maybe too far. Fuck. I think I'm screwed. I'm pretty sure this does like 99% damage, so I'm probably fucked. Okay. Well, this is why I bought these other potions for. The recast timer on the regeneration potion is shorter than however long the regeneration lasts. Which means you can actually keep 100% uptime on regeneration if you need it. Thankfully, that isn't an instant kill attack. And we're back up to full HP. I used a total of 3 this fight already, but I'd like to not use any more. Let's just make sure we don't die instantly from that, though. Where those overlapping things are. Getting real annoying with that attack. We're almost in trouble. Alright, we made it. This can be a real problem when you're a melee like me. Like just now when that bomb spawned, overlapping with everything else. The boss is almost dead, but I'm just going to play it safe. Alright, that was more annoying than I thought it'd be. I'm glad I refreshed on a guide before going into these floors. Might actually have to do that before the floor 100 boss, even though that information is somewhat fresh in my mind. I'm pretty sure the guide that I was looking at was kind of written for, well, higher Aether Pool, of course, maybe. And also a real class, not a gladiator with no shield. But I still think I can make it. I think Komori needs a breather before that, though. Get some fresh air. You've been down there too long. Let's see what we get from the roulette. I've got 6 this time. Uninteresting stuff. Unfortunately, I already have one of these. And nothing that I can wear. Great. Nothing of note this time. I could just discard these, but it'd be a waste. Should at least see them. The Mitchell Eye, I guess that's a newspaper? One of the journalists from the Mitchell Eye appears in one of the events. I don't remember which one or who. And then just to clean up, got those gloves. And what else was it? Boots of healing. These might sell for something decent, but I don't particularly care. They don't look all that interesting, so I can't imagine anybody too interested in the set. Alright. What can I do for around 5 minutes? Something to kill time. A little relaxing quest before you head back into hell. Let's do something that doesn't give some reward I'm going to have to throw away. Wolfric? What do you got for me, Wolfric? Bloody scofflaw. You'll not escape the Woodwheeler's justice. You, adventurer. One of those loathsome poachers has fled into the village and hides under our noses as we speak. You're to join the search effort at once. That's an order. That seems low effort. We don't even have to leave town. Well, I guess this isn't a town, more of a fort. Just somewhere around, huh? The search area is the entire fort. Maybe in one of these nooks? Or perhaps a cranny? That's my guess. There's Cuthbert. It would never be Cuthbert. I trust Cuthbert with my life. Wilfrid, give me a hint. And more importantly, give me flavor dialogue. The stream of refugees from Alamigo is unending, but we have not the resources to welcome those who have nothing to offer the forest in return. Any who fail to secure the elemental's blessing must be cast out. Curse me for a bloodless demon if you will. It is a role I shall gladly play, if it be to the benefit of the Twelveswood, and the people of Gridania. Never liked that aspect of Gridania. The people just kind of bending to the elemental's will. I mean, I guess the elementals were here first. Maybe they are people too, but the way that they ignore their fellow man just doesn't sit right with me. Sure, they have their reasons. It would make it hard for them to live if they ignored the elementals and incited their wrath, but it feels like the way they talk about it sometimes feels too dismissive. Hey, what's up? Don't hurt me, I beg of you. I swear on me life, I never meant to do no wrong. But with me brother is sick and starving, when they promised me the money for medicine, what else was I to do? You have me word. From this day forth I'll earn me coin by honest work, or not at all. You'll show mercy to me. You'll show me mercy just this once, won't you? The 12 bless you, gentle soul. And off she goes. Yeah, I'm not sure the Gridanians would let someone like that walk away. My image of Gridanians is kind of high and mighty. Uldans, kind of similar, always looking out for themselves. At least the rich people are. Nymphs, it's hard to say. I guess they're characterized by moving in on the territory of kobolds and Sahagin, pushing them out of whatever is rightfully their territory. But I guess the same could be said of all the beast tribes, and the people that live near them. All around, the people of Eorzea have some work to do, I guess. But that's kind of the story, isn't it? Right, report to Wilfrid. The poacher escaped. Inexcusable. I should have known better than to entrust such a task to an adventurer. Those who defy the elemental's will must be served justice, or we all shall pay the price. You'd do well not to forget this. Sounds like you're using it as an excuse. As far as I know, the elementals only want people to leave the forest if they don't like them. What do I know? I'm not from Gridania. Maybe the elementals are bloodthirsty. As far as I know, we never get any more lore on elementals. That's it for this time. I was actually hoping to get even further in, but I guess we only set foot into hell and are properly exploring it next time. Before we do, now would be a good time to take a break.